All right, Instagram, we're live. It's Wednesday, 12:30. Ready to kick off yet another live, talking all things digital marketing, expanding the brand, increasing your leads. Caroline. That has been the topic. I should say the overall topic of all of these lives here that we've been doing. How can we move the needle in your business? Through digital marketing, through brand awareness, through lead generation, strategy, right? Today's topic is actually a very important topic, and it's something that we've been talking about lately with a few clients. It is called Database Reactivation. Now, a lot of times clients are unaware of this type of technique. They're unaware of this particular strategy. And it is something that is so important for businesses, especially when they have a database of clientele, customers that they haven't done business with lately. All right, so let's break it down a little bit and then we'll get into it on what it's all about, how it can help you, how you can start generating more revenue from people who already have done business with you and have kind of like went dormant, right? So we won't talk strategy, but we will talk about what it's all about and why you should be doing it and almost how, in a way. So you have a database of clientele who have done business with you in the past, but you haven't heard from them lately. They haven't come back. They've been kind of on the back burner, and basically they're not spending any more money with you, right? How can we get those people to spend more money with you? That's really what it comes down to, right? It is easier to contact those people. It's easier to generate more revenue from people who already done business with you than to obtain a new client, right? It's harder. It actually costs more money to obtain a new client rather than remarketing to existing older past clients, customers, whatever you want to call them in your business, right? So, what do we do? This type of database reactivation type of program is done through email for the most part, and also text message campaigns, right? The goal is to I'm going to say reactivate, but the goal is to re-engage with these people. Get them back to the forefront, right? But more importantly, you're bringing your brand back to them, in front of their face, top of mind, right? You've been absent, so to speak, because maybe you haven't been remarketing to these people. So they came in, they were a customer, they purchased something, they used you for a product, service, whatever it is, and then they went on their way. You might have forgotten about these people. And listen, we're all, us too. We all fall into that trap, and we're all guilty of it. Whereas, sometimes you get so caught up with the day-to-day. You get caught up with what's in front of you, current projects, new prospects perhaps, new meetings. And then sometimes you forget about the ones that were happy customers and their project might be completed and they're satisfied and they're just, they're doing their thing. but there's opportunities there now, perhaps to sell them something else that they can also benefit from, right? Sometimes you miss that window because you're caught up then with the next. So the goal here is to now go back to that clientele who you already built trust with. They know who you are. They're happy with what you've done for them in the past. They're more likely to buy something else from you now. You go back to them and you introduce something new. Perhaps you give them an offer. That's one of the probably most popular and probably most successful type of reactivation is when you go back to them with an offer, whatever it might be, right? You're going to offer them a discount on something. You're going to bring attention to something new that you might be doing. You want to lure them back in. You want to go ahead and make it a little bit more friendlier with an offer saying, because of your loyalty, because you're a great past client, we would love to offer you this at this discount, whatever it might be. Okay, so that's the strategy part of it. We're not going to discuss, but that's something that you can, discuss with us offline. But the campaign itself is extremely important. And what we've been seeing by running such campaigns is people from the past are now reaching back out, right? You're like waking up these people that have done business with you and they know who you are, but it could have been a long time since you've really even had conversations with these people. And all of a sudden, these people, you're waking them back up. And it's like, hey, remember me? I got something new for you. I got a great special offer that we're running right now that you can benefit from, whatever it might be. And you get that message in front of these people again and get them to start spending more money with you. So the goal here, database reactivation. Look at your past clientele. Look at people who might have done business with you in the past. Maybe they showed interest. That's the thing. You have people that might have signed up for an email newsletter. They showed interest, right? They didn't quite cross over the finish line yet. You couldn't get them there. Why? Who knows? They weren't ready. They didn't know what to do. They were on the fence. Maybe it was money. Maybe, they were looking at a competitor, right? But they showed interest. So you got their information. It's in your database, right? This is a great way now to say, hey, let me take you over the finish line, right? Here's an offer. Here's a 10%, 20% discount, whatever it might be, right? So you want to wake up those people. You want to now get those people to be spending money again with you, right? Now, another great factor and quality of a database reactivation program is building more of a solid and stronger relationship with your clientele, with that group. Because what are you doing? You're also providing value in the strategy, right? So in your email marketing campaign, you could go ahead and hit them with the offer, but you can also talk about other things that they should be aware of and they're learning from you, right? So you're bringing them back into the fold. They're getting great content from you, perhaps on a weekly basis, and they're spending more money. That's really what it comes down to. That's what you want, because you're going to have more of a difficult time to obtain new clients, new clientele. And we know that firsthand, right? You got to go through that entire process of the cold approach, perhaps, soliciting, networking, shaking hands with people, building the relationships from the start, compared to a project that you might have worked on and a happy customer from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and then you get an email from me and they're saying, Hey, Mario, good to hear from you. Wow, tell me more about this. What are you talking about? What's going on with this, right? I'm going to give a personal example from MSM Digital. We sent out an email campaign. When was it? Monday, I think it was. We sent something out on Monday, and we had a client. Wow. This is going back probably 10 years at least, because we won an award for their branding, the logo and such that we created for them more than 10, 11 years ago. They responded to the email that we sent to them saying, hey, we want to talk to you about upgrading our site and the online presence and such. When can we schedule a call? See what just happened? We woke them up. They might have forgotten about us all those years. They might not have the need, whatever it was, right? And we could be guilty as well because maybe we haven't stayed in contact too, right? So it's a two-way street. But look at what just happened. This client from 10 years ago now is looking to spend money again, right? So that's the power of these type of campaigns. And it's important to be consistent. We also sometimes recommend this on slow times for those vendors. I'll talk about local businesses for a minute because this works very, very well with local businesses. The professional services, so salons, hair salons, nails, restaurants, those local small shops. Slow time in the business. What do? Here's a tip. Run a quick campaign. Offer a huge discount off of a gift certificate. $100 gift certificate we're selling today, $75. If you want to be really bold, $50. 50% off. What you're going to do, you're going to generate revenue that wouldn't have come in anyway. So who cares if you're giving it away for half price? You have this influx of now new revenue you wouldn't have seen if you just did that. Because those people weren't ready to make a move anyway. But now you're making them make that move. You caused urgency. Wow, I really, you know what? Wow, 50% off. I'm going to make that move. So things like that. Questions, if anything, go ahead and put them in if you have any. So this is something, if you want more information, if you haven't, trouble as to how to go about it, you could always reach out to us, send me a DM on something like this. This is extremely important. This is something that we're implementing more and more for our clients because they see the importance of it, and it just makes sense. It makes sense to go back to people who are already warm, so to speak. They already know who you are. You don't have to convince them. The percentages are really high of those people. I believe anywhere from 60 to 70% to do business again with you, to spend more money compared to the new person, which could be a 5 to 20% turnaround, right? Where people would go ahead and react. So you have a much, much higher percentage. When we started rolling out the new ADA compliancy and how to get sites compliant and how to get this accessibility widget on their website and such, it is harder to convince people who do not know you compared to clients who have already been working with you. And that's just obvious because you already built the trust. And that's the same thing with this email type of campaign, the database reactivation. The trust is already there. If I'm going to cold call people, it's going to be a harder sell. They're going to think, I'm trying to sell them something. Is this a scam? Whatever it might be. Even though I have all the facts, I have the literature, I have everything you need to support what I'm saying, but it's going to go over a hell of a lot better when it comes to your past clients and people who know who you are already. So, and yeah, that's a great point. We fell in that trap too. Believe me, where clients we've done business with, they know who we are, and then they go and do something else, and then we learn about it, and I'm like, what is going on? And then you get the classic line, I didn't know you did that. I always say I don't blame the client at that point. No, I can't. I blame us. We failed. We failed. Because if you're not communicating and you're not staying top of mind, this is what's going to happen. A little shiny new toy is going to walk in the door and they're going to say, hey, you're not on the first page of Google. I could help you with that. Oh, okay. How much? Meanwhile, the guys that you're working with already do that, but they don't know. But if you get yourself an email marketing campaign utilizing the database reactivation type of strategy, they're going to know that because you're going to constantly pound that every single week with these particular services or offers to these people, right? So, in closing, great program, great type of strategy to implement in your business. It's a great topic. We're going to continue doing that. And please reach out. Any questions, any type of assistance with this, please let me know. Always here to help. Thank you for tuning in today. We're out of time, and we'll be back next week, next Wednesday, once again. One quick question just came in, tail end, the 11th hour. Do you recommend businesses only, email new offers? No. Why? Because you can also run a parallel type of strategy for the education portion of it to nurture. Okay, that's another tactic. So initial reactivation, hit them with the offer on an activation. Hit them with that offer because that's the whole purpose of this is hit them with the offer to get that new business quickly if you can, right? The other side of it, you could run a nurturing campaign. And that is great. Again, sets the stage, brand awareness, sets yourself up as an expert and educator, and you're going ahead and increase your authority through the email marketing. You're not pitching really during those campaigns. But solely the purpose of the database reactivation, hit them with the offer. Great question. All right, thank you again. I'll see you guys soon.